I left from the Argentina MTC and I arrived in the airport. My mission president and the assistants were there to greet us. It was great, very welcoming, very warm. And they put us into these minivans and we got to the mission office. And that first day was great. I mean, it just welcomed us with a lot of food. They have Pizza Hut in Paraguay, so they welcomed us with Pizza Hut. And it's like, oh, that's something really familiar. It looks different still, but it was still great. And just feeling at home. Still, it was great, loving the experience. And the weirdest thing was when I met my trainer, who was a Peruvian, didn't speak any English, so it was rough. I knew a tiny, tiny bit of Spanish, the Spanish that I knew from high school, but other than that, I couldn't really communicate with him. And so we got into a taxi to get to our area, and that was when culture shock hit me, like, wow, this is weird. Feels weird, doesn't feel like at home. And well, I'll be doing this for 2 years, and so it was kind of scary getting into that. And then the other scary part was getting into my pension, my apartment. It was credited to be one of the worst pensions in the mission, and it was my first one, so it was like a rough start. But everything has changed over the course of the 2 years, so I think all the apartments are really nice now. All the pensions are super nice now. But I noticed that it was rough, and I turned to the Lord a lot. That was a big, big time for me to really put my trust in the Lord and just rely on my faith, rely on the small testimony that I had at that moment, and remember all the testimony experiences that I had, mostly about the Book of Mormon, knowing that it's true. Before the mission, I arrived to know that it's true through seminary efforts, and so I knew that it was true, and so I just had to keep going. And I got revelation from the Lord. I was doing great, and so I just relied on Him, and He helped me out. I love the city life of Paraguay. There's tons of traffic, mostly motorcycle traffic. Small motorcycles that are not really powerful, but they just make them super loud. It's kind of funny. A lot of vendors on the street you don't usually see. There are different types of foods that you really never see before. There's something called chipa, which looks like a donut initially. I thought it was a donut. I'm like, sweet donuts, but it was it's like a cornbread, a crusty, crunchy kind of corn-based bread, cheesy bread. It's good. And they sell that. They sell tons of stuff on the street. Tons of people are just honking. It's kind of crazy, and it looks very European-esque. The apartments next to you, next to the roads. I think the widest street in all of Paraguay, 2 lanes, and Meridian, and another 2 lanes coming on the other side. Like, it's super, super small, but there's tons of traffic, and it's a poorly developed country for sure. There's a lot of trash on the ground, not a lot of respect for the police, and the police don't really have a lot of respect for other things too. So you just have to zone out of all that and just get to work. That's the best thing about it.